Magwerana. So basically, Magwerana is a South African version of rose battles, except less rules and 50% chance you're getting jumped by either the opponent's friends adding more roasts or after school activities because someone can't is bad at taking a loss. After hearing all of this, you might be wondering, why would anyone play such a game? Simple. If you win, you get bragging rights and become the life of the party. You basically become a less popular Kevin Hart. And hey, you know what they say, if you can make her giggle, even though we didn't know that at the time. So like, just to help you understand how deep people take the sport, I'm just gonna give you 4 little stories, short stories about what really be happening, bro. This is the trenches of road battles. So in primary school, I had these 4 I think, friends who were walking with me to school. We were using the back exit because we were late and the front was already closed. So on the way, one of our friends, who is very well known at roasting people, no one ever wanted to start anything with this guy. He was the type of guy to roast the most feared guy in school and have them crying. So you did not want the smoke. So this one friend of ours decides to be brave and he starts something small. He was like, "Oh, you didn't polish your shoes today." And the absolute roast that followed. By the time we reached the back exit, the bro who started the whole thing was crying. And get this, it doesn't end there. When he tries to fight back, because the words aren't working anymore, he tries, you guessed it, after school activities. So he tries to kick the brew, but the brew, having ultra instinct, ducks the kick. And it gets worse for the other dude. So because he missed the kick and it has so much power behind it, his shoe falls off. And not just falls off, it literally flies into the bushes. And he now has 2 options: take minimum of 30 minutes looking for a shoe or walk into school. And we didn't have that long. It was like we had like 10 minutes to walk into the gate before it was closed. We were already late. And that is just the tip of the iceberg, because there was this other guy, me, in high school. We were finished writing or close to finished writing, so we were all just chilling in our classes. Okay, bad. So we don't know what to do. We are not allowed to come with phones, so we're all bored, and we decide to huddle up and just come up with ideas to keep the time going so that we can go home and not be bored the whole day. Okay, so we come up with the bright idea. Let's play Magwerana, guys. It won't be deep. No one does anything crazy. Okay, so we started. So at the beginning, everyone was on their own team. It was like 5 of us around the table. And somehow the momentum shifts. We started with Magwerana and someone decided, no, let's just do a freestyle battle. And me, being the gaslighting human being I am, from the back seat, I'm like, that's not fun. And everyone trying to prove to whatever their crush was in the class decides to agree with me and continue with Magwerana. That was a horrible decision, because at first everyone was on their own team, and then I started going crazy, pulling no scopes, just jumping everyone, and they decided, nah, we have to huddle up and we have to defeat this guy. I was like a final boss in a Power Rangers story. I looked at these guys scheming for me, just for me to then cook them. At this point, everyone is done. They're like, okay, you win, bro. And their crushes are obviously laughing at them. Their crushes and everyone in the class. But they took the L. Except this one guy. This one guy decided, nah, you know what? And he was the type of guy to be like, to brag about watching anime. So you know he had that main character type of energy. He thought he was the main character. So okay, bet. He decides, you know what? I'm not done. Let's continue. Everyone else had continued that day. Others were not from our class, dude. So they had left. But this guy continued. So I kept on baking him. And then he left, and then he came back with his crush. I guess he thought that would give him the extra stats he needed. That was a horrible, horrible decision. Because now, sitting right behind us is his crush. Sitting in front of us is another one. I guess having so many crushes didn't plan out for him after all. Because now he's getting cooked and baked in front of both his crushes who are dying laughing at him. And it's not even funny anymore. It's just mean. I'm not even trying to roast him. It's just that every time he says something, I have a comeback for that. And everyone finds mine funnier than his. And at this point, I'm just thinking, oh, dog, just give up. He didn't. The whole day, he just kept on throwing these weak jokes, and I kept on countering. But just in case you think that was crazy, there was this other incident. We were in grade 11, I believe. We were in class, English, and there's this one kid. No, every teacher knows not to mess with this kid because he talks the talk, he walks the walk. This kid was unchallenged, even by me. I know I can roast, but for my peace of mind, I just kept away from this dude. I was even his friend. But when it came to roast, I would shut my mouth and disappear. But okay, so our English teacher was the teacher for the whole class. And she decided we were writing. She gave us homeworks and we decided to write them early. But this one kid decides, you know what, I'm not going to do that. It's a homework, I'm going to do it at home. So he starts talking to his homies and he's the funny guy in class. So all of his friends were laughing, dying laughing. The teacher decides, you know what, I'm not going to do what other teachers do, which is just stay on your phone and then wait for the period to end. She decided, I'm going to be the hero. Didn't work out too well for her. So she stands up, points at him, tells him to stand up. And Bru at this point is laughing. He knows what's coming. He gave that sukuna grin. He knew what was on the way and he liked it. So the teacher is like, oh, so you have jokes? With a smile on his face, he says, yes, ma'am, I do. The class goes wild. The teacher, now agitated, can't walk to this dude and slap him for answering her own question. So what does she do? She keeps on gaslighting herself. She asks another question to this dude. Oh, since you have so much confidence, do you think you can do schoolwork? He says, I don't think, I know I can do schoolwork. I was like, nah. This man was crafted from bravery itself. But anyway, the teacher decides to go for the low blow under the belt. Just starts insulting him. But guess what? Even I'm scared of him. Bro, don't. Too late. She says something, he says something back. The class goes wild. They are laughing, chairs are falling. And he also had this funny accent. It was like very deep Limpopo type of accent. So anything he said automatically became funny. But anyway, the teacher decides, you know what? I'm going to use my strength. If the kid could not read, that would have been a good thing. But since he was good at everything, she shot herself in the foot. So she forces the kid to read, and the kid reads with no mistakes. Yeah, she walked out of that class 10 minutes before her period ended, and she didn't say a word for the entire day. Every time they met eyes, he would just smile. She would just get mad.
Let me readjust my stolen shakes. Your swag changed. Yeah, I fuck with it. They used to not fuck with us. Now they talk. They still don't fuck with us, but it's fine.